Awesome. Cool. Well, I think he did my work for me, but I'm going to go into it anyway. So, the reason we started Spot AI is we had this deep seated belief that cameras are useful for far, far more than just security and just like, catching the bad guy. And we saw this amazing change in the world take place that for decades, you just had security people accessing cameras in security emergencies. And what we started to see is everyone at work is starting to access cameras for all sorts of use cases across every single sector of our economy. So, like, the thing to note here is that these aren't your typical like tech companies, right? These are millions and millions of accounts and customers across everyday businesses, from manufacturing all the way to auto services and car washes. And to give a concrete look at the product, these are some of the use cases, right? Warehouses are using cameras to figure out how do we operate, forklifts safely. Car washes are using cameras to figure out, how do we make sure throughput of the vehicles is happening correctly in the tunnels? Like, how do we investigate damage claims properly? Commercial real estate operators are still using cameras for security to figure out how the, parking lot break-in happened. And oops, the reason we're really, really excited about this, just zooming out a little bit, is we kind of view video footage as like this last frontier of unindexed data, and there's a lot of it. So just to give a sense of scale, every single week, the amount of data being generated off cameras is like the equivalent of all of YouTube cumulatively, like over the past like 15, 17 years or whatever. It's a lot of data. It's completely unindexed. And we felt that whoever can make that really easy to access and use for everyday people at work could totally change how people operate. So, a little bit about the company, right? We make easy to use AI camera systems for businesses. Our mission is to create a safer and smarter physical world with the power of sight. Today, we make easy to use AI camera systems, but we're thinking about all sorts of visual data. We're tracking AR, VR headsets and how they're consumerizing, right? We're thinking there's going to be really easy to use software, built for that to help people make sense of their physical environment at work around them. And a little bit about me. I was an early engineer at Meraki, where we made easy to use networking hardware. It was acquired by Cisco during my tenure. I went to Stanford for grad school, where I started Spot with two classmates. I was in the joint program there. And then along the way, I started another enterprise IT company that was a profitable business where we helped data centers run more energy efficiently. And yeah, born and raised in the area, so local person. This is the happy stats. So, first 2 years we were walking in the woods. Is a little rough, not much going on. We've been in market for 2 years. So last year we did about 3.5 million in new sales. This year, we're looking at 17.5 million in new sales, and we went from a couple customers to 100 customers last year, 400 customers this year. We still do a bunch of businesses that you probably know. So like SpaceX Starlink uses us to monitor antenna frosting on their base stations. There's a company called Wine Direct, which you've probably bought from, which is one of the largest direct-to-consumer distributors of wine and liquor. One of the largest distributors of cheese, interestingly, is a customer. And then one of the largest car washes in the country is a customer, the one with the duck that you might see around here. Products used a lot. So, 40% of our monthly users log in every day. We're at about 40 sessions a user a month. So products used a lot. Challenges, making computer vision plug and play and actually useful for a bunch of non-technical people is really, really hard. And it involves the convergence of a lot of different technical fields. So there are a lot of problems, right? A lot of different camera makes and models, right? IT environments are different. Software firmware versions on the cameras are all different, right? The camera angles are all different. Lighting's all different. How do you make it just work and just work for anyone? So my mom, can install and use the system. And for roles, that's actually the team. We just met a couple days ago. We're at about 100 employees. The engineering team's actually really small, so we got to at least double it. And it's kind of a remote and hybrid team, so we're hiring pretty aggressively. We're hiring AI engineers, full stack engineers, video engineers, and networking engineers. Awesome. Thank you.